The Pacific Northwest is famous for towering, evergreen forests, endless mist, and scenic highways. But beneath that breathtaking beauty lies a darker reality where isolation can transform an ordinary ride into a terrifying encounter. Along these quiet roads, travelers often rely on the kindness of strangers. Yet history has shown that sometimes the headlights stopping beside you hide intentions far more dangerous than expected. Tonight on True Terror Files Official, we explore 3 chilling true hitchhiking horror stories from the Pacific Northwest, where a simple ride into the fog became a desperate fight to escape. Before we begin, ask yourself something important. If you were standing alone beside a misty highway at night and a stranger offered you a ride, would you trust them? Many people believe they would recognize danger instantly. But these real travelers discovered how easily a friendly smile can mask something far more unsettling. If you enjoy true mysterious encounters and real-life suspense stories like these, make sure you subscribe to True Terror Files Official for more chilling narratives every week. Story 1: The Cascade Shadow. Our first story begins on a quiet stretch of Highway 20, where outdoor photographer Ethan Carter was hiking through the Cascade Mountains. After finishing a long afternoon exploring remote trails, as the evening fog rolled through the pine trees, Ethan realized his ride back to town had already left, forcing him to stand beside the highway hoping someone might pass by. After nearly 40 minutes of silence, a dark pickup truck slowly emerged from the mist, its headlights cutting through the fog before pulling over beside him. The driver introduced himself as Ryan Mitchell, claiming he was a local who often drove this road and didn't mind helping stranded hikers reach the nearest town. At first, the conversation seemed normal, but Ethan soon noticed Ryan casually mentioning abandoned forest trails that no longer appeared on modern maps. The driver also seemed strangely aware of Ethan's exact hiking route, even though Ethan had never shared those details during their conversation. Moments later, Ethan heard the distinct click of automatic door locks engaging as the truck turned away from the main highway onto a narrow logging road. Realizing something felt wrong, Ethan calmly explained he needed to stop nearby to check his gear, convincing the driver to briefly slow down. When the vehicle reduced speed near a bend in the road, Ethan quickly opened the door and ran toward the forest, eventually reaching a ranger station several miles away. Authorities later searched the area but never located the mysterious pickup truck or confirmed the identity of the driver, who vanished back into the mountain roads. Story 2: The Olympic Peninsula Ride. The second story takes place near the remote highways of the Olympic Peninsula, where college student Laura Bennett attempted to travel between 2 coastal towns during a weekend photography trip. After her bus connection was unexpectedly canceled, Laura waited along a rural roadside hoping to find transportation before nightfall completely covered the forested highway. Eventually, a small sedan stopped beside her, again driven by a man who introduced himself as Ryan Mitchell, claiming he frequently helped travelers in the area. Laura initially felt reassured by his calm demeanor and knowledge of the region, especially when he began pointing out scenic viewpoints along the road. However, as the drive continued deeper into the dense pine forests, Laura noticed that the car had passed the highway exit that would normally lead toward her destination. When she asked about the route change, the driver casually explained he knew a faster road through an old service route hidden within the woods. The narrow path soon became darker and more isolated, surrounded by towering trees that blocked nearly all signal from Laura's phone. Trusting her instincts, Laura pretended to receive an emergency call and insisted she needed to be dropped at the next visible road. After a brief moment of hesitation, the driver eventually returned to the main highway where Laura safely exited the vehicle and later contacted local authorities, though investigators never confirmed criminal activity. The encounter remained a powerful reminder of how quickly remote roads can create dangerous situations for travelers. Story 3: The Vanishing at Coos Bay. Our final story centers on traveler Ethan Carter, who several months later documented a solo road journey through Oregon's coastal highways. Using social media updates, during the trip, Ethan recorded a short video explaining that he had accepted a ride from a friendly driver named Ryan Mitchell. While exploring scenic viewpoints near Coos Bay, for nearly 30 minutes, Ethan continued posting updates describing the foggy coastline and winding forest roads visible through the car's windows. However, viewers noticed the posts gradually becoming more uncertain as Ethan mentioned that the driver kept taking unfamiliar routes deeper into remote logging areas. The final recorded clip captured Ethan quietly asking the driver why they were leaving the highway and entering a narrow gravel road surrounded by tall evergreen trees. Moments later, the recording abruptly ended as the signal disappeared within the thick coastal forest. Fortunately, Ethan later explained that the signal loss simply occurred because the region contained large areas with no cellular coverage. Once he regained connection several hours later, Ethan reassured his viewers that he had safely returned to town after requesting to be dropped off at a nearby gas station. Final reflection: 3 different travelers, 3 encounters with the same mysterious driver name, and 3 moments where instinct helped prevent a situation from becoming far more dangerous. The Pacific Northwest remains one of the most beautiful travel destinations in the world, but its vast forests and quiet highways also create unique challenges for solo travelers. Isolation, limited communication signals, and long stretches of empty road can quickly turn small decisions into higher-risk situations when trust is placed in the wrong person. Experts often recommend planning transportation carefully, sharing travel locations with trusted contacts, and avoiding rides from strangers whenever possible. Technology has improved safety for travelers in recent years, but even the best GPS devices cannot replace awareness and careful judgment. The stories you heard tonight are reminders that sometimes the greatest danger on the road isn't the weather or the terrain, but the unknown people you might meet along the way. Every year, thousands of travelers safely explore the Pacific Northwest. Yet these unsettling encounters show why caution remains essential on remote highways. The misty forests may appear peaceful during the day, but after dark, those quiet corridors can feel very different. Next time you pass a lonely figure standing beside a remote highway, you may wonder who they are and what brought them there. And if you ever find yourself alone on a dark road waiting for a ride, remember that not every driver who stops may have good intentions. Would you step into a stranger's car on a fog-covered highway, or would you wait for a safer option even if it takes hours? Stories like these remind us that listening to your instincts might be the most important survival skill any traveler can have. The forests of the Pacific Northwest will always remain beautiful, mysterious, and sometimes unsettling for those traveling through them alone. If you enjoyed tonight's chilling road stories, let us know which one disturbed you the most in the comments below. And remember to subscribe to True Terror Files Official so you never miss the next true mystery waiting in the shadows. Until next time, stay aware, stay curious. And remember that sometimes the most dangerous place to trust a stranger is on an empty road.